I woke up this morning and realized I hadn't checked my phone in a panic. Hadn't worried about who needed something. Hadn't felt that familiar knot in my stomach wondering what crisis I'd have to fix today. I just woke up, made coffee, sat on my balcony, watched the sunrise. And for the first time in 20 years, life felt light. I actually cried, not sad tears. Relief tears. Because I'd spent 2 decades drowning, and I'd finally learned how to swim. Let me take you back to when the wait first started, because it didn't happen overnight. It was gradual, like adding pebbles to a backpack one at a time until suddenly you can't stand up anymore. I was the oldest daughter in a traditional family. That meant I was the second parent from the day my sister was born. I was 7 years old, changing diapers and warming bottles while my mom worked and my dad drank. By the time I was 12, I was making dinner for 4 people every night. By 15, I had a part-time job to help with bills. By 18, I was everyone's therapist, ATM, and emotional punching bag. But that was just family. That was supposed to be normal, right? Then I met Marcus. I was 21, working 2 jobs, going to community college part-time. He was charming, funny, had big dreams about starting a business. Said he just needed some support to get it off the ground. I moved in with him after 6 months. Started paying most of the rent because his business wasn't making money yet. Covered groceries because he needed to invest what he had. Worked extra shifts because he needed a new laptop, new equipment, always something. 3 years went by. His business never happened. But he was depressed about it, so I couldn't leave. That would make me a bad girlfriend. A bad person. Someone who gives up on people when they're struggling. My therapist asked me once, "Who told you that?" I didn't have an answer. My best friend Monica called me constantly. Always in crisis. Boyfriend problems. Money problems. Work problems. I'd drop everything to help. Drive across town at midnight because she was crying. Loan her money I didn't have. Cancel my own plans because she needed me. When I got promoted at work and wanted to celebrate, she got upset that I was bragging. Said I was being insensitive because she just lost her job. I apologized. Took her to dinner instead. Paid for both of us. Made it about supporting her. My little sister Sarah went to college on loans I co-signed because my parents' credit was destroyed. She partied her way through freshman year. Failed out. Stuck me with $18,000 in debt. When I confronted her, she said I was being cruel. That she was going through a hard time. That I didn't understand the pressure she was under. My mom called me heartless for bringing it up, so I just paid it, added it to the pile. The weight kept growing. Marcus became verbally abusive when I suggested he get a regular job. Monica got angry when I couldn't always answer her 2 a.m. calls. Sarah stopped speaking to me when I said I couldn't co-sign another loan. My parents guilted me for not visiting enough, not helping enough, not being enough. I started having panic attacks. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't eat. Lost 15 pounds in 2 months. Developed an ulcer from stress. My doctor asked if something was wrong at home. I said everything was fine. Because that's what I'd been trained to say. The breaking point came on my 30th birthday. I'd planned a small dinner. Just wanted to celebrate with people I loved. Marcus showed up 2 hours late, drunk, and made a scene about the restaurant being too expensive. Monica canceled last minute because she had a date. My sister came but spent the whole time on her phone. My parents didn't show up at all. Forgot completely. I sat at that table, surrounded by empty chairs and people who didn't actually see me, and something inside me just broke. I went home that night. Marcus was passed out on the couch. I packed a bag, left, didn't leave a note. Just walked out of that apartment and never went back. I called Monica the next day to tell her I'd left Marcus. She said, "Finally. Anyway, can I borrow $200? My car payment's due." I hung up. Blocked her number. Called my sister to tell her I couldn't make her graduation because I needed space. She called me selfish. I said okay. And hung up. Told my parents I needed a break from family events. My mom cried. My dad yelled. I turned off my phone. For the first time in my entire life, I chose me, and it felt terrifying. The guilt was suffocating. I'd lie awake at night wondering if I was a terrible person, if I'd abandoned people who needed me. If I was selfish and cruel like they all said. But then I started therapy. Real therapy. Not the kind where I went once and quit because I couldn't afford it. The kind where I committed. Where I showed up every week and did the work. My therapist asked me to list all the ways people had supported me. I couldn't think of any. She asked me to list all the ways I'd supported others. I filled 3 pages. She looked at me and said, "You're not a bad person for being tired of carrying people who won't even walk beside you." I cried for an hour. Because no one had ever given me permission to be tired. I started rebuilding. Got my own apartment. Small. 1 bedroom. But mine. No one else's name on the lease. No one else's mess to clean. Just me and my peace. I picked up hobbies I'd abandoned. Started painting again. Joined a book club. Went to yoga classes. Did things just because they made me happy, not because they helped someone else. I made new friends, slowly, carefully, and I noticed something. These people asked how I was doing. Actually listened to the answer. Showed up when they said they would. Celebrated my wins without making it about them. I didn't know friendship could be like that. Marcus tried to come back. Sent messages saying he'd changed. That he needed me. That I was the only good thing in his life. I blocked him. Didn't respond. Didn't explain. Just removed him from my life like the tumor he was. Monica reached out through mutual friends. Said she missed me. That she didn't understand why I'd cut her off. I didn't respond to that either. Because people who truly don't understand are usually people who never tried. My family was harder. My mom showed up at my apartment. Crying. Saying I was tearing the family apart. That I'd changed. That I wasn't the daughter she raised. I looked at her and said, "You're right. The daughter you raised set herself on fire to keep everyone warm. I'm not her anymore." She left angry. Didn't speak to me for 6 months. My dad sent emails, long ones, about duty and family and how I was being selfish. I read the first one. Deleted the rest. My sister got engaged. Didn't invite me to the wedding. I sent a card. No gift, no explanation. Just congratulations. I heard through relatives that she told everyone I was jealous. I wasn't. I was free. The first year was hard. I felt guilty constantly. Questioned every decision. Wondered if I'd made a mistake. But I stuck with therapy. Worked through it. And slowly, the guilt turned into something else. Clarity. I realized that every single person I'd cut off had one thing in common. They only valued me for what I could do for them, not for who I was. The moment I stopped being useful, I became the villain. That's not love, that's not friendship. That's not family. That's exploitation dressed up in guilt and obligation. Year 2 was lighter, I got a better job. Started making $72,000 a year. Put money in savings for the first time in my life. Took a vacation. By myself. To the beach. Spent a week reading, swimming, thinking. No one calling me needing something. No one making me feel bad for taking time for myself. Just me. It was the best week of my life. I started dating again. Met someone named David. Kind, stable, had his own life. Didn't need me to fix him or fund him or raise him. Just wanted to spend time with me. We took it slow. I was scared to trust. Scared to let someone in. But he was patient. Never pushed, never demanded, just showed up consistently. Like a healthy person does. We've been together 18 months now. He's met my new friends. They love him. He's never met my family. Doesn't need to. Year 3, which is now, has been transformative. I bought a small condo. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I have equity. I have stability. I have a home that no one can take from me. I have hobbies I love. Friends who show up. A partner who values me. A job I'm good at. Savings. Peace. Actual, real, soul-deep peace. I wake up without dread. Go to bed without anxiety. Spend my weekends doing things that make me happy instead of fixing other people's problems. My shoulders don't hurt anymore from the tension. My stomach doesn't hurt from the stress. I sleep through the night. This morning, sitting on my balcony, I realized something. The people I lost never made my life better. They made it heavier. And I'd confused weight with worth. Thought that if I was carrying enough pain, I must be doing something meaningful. But pain isn't purpose. Suffering isn't love. And setting yourself on fire doesn't keep anyone warm. It just burns you alive while they complain it's not bright enough. I don't talk to my family. Marcus is gone. Monica is gone. The old friends who only called when they needed something are gone. And my life isn't emptier. It's fuller. Because I filled the space they took up with things that actually matter. People who value me. Experiences that feed my soul. Time that's my own. I'm 33 now. Some people say I'll regret cutting everyone off, that I'll be alone when I'm older. But I'm not alone. I'm surrounded by people who actually care. And even if I were alone, that would still be better than being surrounded by people who drain you. Loneliness is temporary. But the damage from toxic people is lasting. So when people ask me if I miss my old life, I tell them the truth. I don't miss the people. I miss who I thought they were. I miss the fantasy I'd built where they'd eventually appreciate me. Where the sacrifice would mean something. But that was never real. What's real is this: my coffee, my balcony, my sunrise. My peace. This is what life feels like when you stop carrying people who won't carry themselves. It feels light. It feels free. It feels like I can finally breathe. And if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self anything, it would be this: you are not responsible for other people's happiness. You are not required to shrink yourself so others feel big. You are not selfish for having boundaries. You are not cruel for choosing yourself. And one day, you're going to wake up without that weight, and you're going to realize you didn't lose anything worth keeping. The day life finally felt light again wasn't when I cut everyone off. It was today. When I realized I'd built something beautiful in the space they left behind. If this story touched you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real confessions about healing, boundaries, and choosing yourself. Drop a comment and tell me, when did life start feeling lighter for you? I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for being here.